Laila Hobbs is the co-founder and CEO of Social Launch Labs. With a unique background spanning television, luxury goods, finance, and tech startups, Laila brings a diverse perspective to her work. A passionate storyteller, Laila finds fulfillment in connecting deeply with clients and sharing their authentic narratives. Welcome, Laila, to the stage.
Thank you, Paisley. I'm here today to speak to you all about building unbreakable confidence, a skill that all of us can benefit from, and certainly one we can all practice a little bit more. But before I do that, I'd love to take a quick trip down memory lane. Picture 14-year-old Laila. I'm wearing bright pink ripped skinny jeans, humongous combat boots that my dad had bought for me from the Army-Navy surplus store, and a leather choker that looked more like a dog collar than anything else. It was only the fearless confidence of a 14-year-old that would have allowed me to wear that outfit on my very first TV show episode that I ever filmed. What a strange time in my life. On that TV show, we got to speak about real-world events from a youth perspective. And for the very first time, I found my looks, the way that I spoke, and my own personal opinion being judged on a mass scale. It was a little bit hard. I quickly realized that 14-year-old confidence with no backing was not going to cut it. I learned that confidence isn't something that you just wake up with in the morning, the way that you wake up with brown hair or blue eyes. It is a skill, and it is one that you can grow with practice and with intention. So today, I'm here to share with you my 3 fundamental rules to grow your confidence and truly build unbreakable confidence. These rules are not just theories. They're battle-tested strategies that have taken me through some of my most uncertain moments. Woo! That's a lot of emotions for this time of the day. But without further ado, let's dive into rule number 1. Keep those small commitments to yourself. Picture a person in your life who's constantly breaking their promises to you. Maybe it was a bad ex-boyfriend or a bad ex-girlfriend. But would you trust that person with your biggest dreams or your deepest secrets? Or maybe even your heart? Hell no! So why would you trust yourself if you are constantly breaking promises to yourself? I learned this the hard way when I went to university. I expected to get on campus and have this great experience, but instead, I found myself struggling in a way I never had before. After some reflection, I finally realized what was going on. I wasn't keeping my commitments to myself, and that made me feel really unreliable, which in turn made it even harder to do the things that I needed to do. It was a vicious cycle, and it lasted a long time. But I eventually broke free from it. And I broke free by starting with keeping those small commitments to myself. The foundation of unbreakable confidence is integrity with yourself. Rule number 2, embrace the mess. We've all been fed this little lie that confidence comes from perfection. When I have the perfect body and the perfect resume and the perfect relationship, then I'll be confident. That's not confidence. That is conditioning. Real confidence comes from knowing that when, not if, but when things start going sideways, you can handle it. Let me tell you a little embarrassing story about how I learned this. When I was doing TV, I had the opportunity to speak at an event called We Day. It's a huge event, 25,000 people packed into the Rogers Arena in Toronto with an extremely impressive speaker lineup. So there I found myself, center stage with thousands of eyes on me, and I suddenly realized, oh my God, I was reading from the wrong teleprompter. I had completely screwed up my entire speech in front of thousands of people. Had I not been such a confident person, this could have been a very catastrophic event. You can picture how it could go wrong. But thankfully, by that point, I was able to make a joke, laugh it off, and finish up. True confidence really does come from knowing that when shit starts hitting the fan, that you can absolutely handle it. And life goes on, and those challenges come at you. So I really hope that when you see that life challenge coming at you, you can say, bring it on. I may not know how this is going to turn out, but I certainly know that I can handle it. Rule number 3. You are the listener, not the voice. We all have that little pesky voice in the back of our head that brings up those embarrassing moments from 2007, or the one that sees disaster at every single corner. But here's the truth. You are not that voice. You are, in fact, the person who's listening to that voice. When I learned this, that I could see that voice, but I didn't have to be controlled by that voice, everything changed for me. Instead of listening to that voice, I could ask myself, is that voice helpful? Is it even true? More often than not, the answer was no to both of those questions. See, the funny thing about confidence is it's not about eliminating doubt, and it's not about eliminating fear. It's about creating such a strong foundation of self-trust that no matter what doubt or fear comes up for you, you can tackle it and you can still act despite the doubt or the fear. So just to wrap up here, I'd just like to remind you all, confidence is not about eliminating doubt and fear. It really is building a bedrock of integrity with yourself, making sure that you embrace and tackle those challenging moments in your lives, and making sure that you're speaking to yourself with compassion, and that you are not just listening to that little voice in your head. So with those 3 rules, I challenge all of you to start building your unbreakable confidence today. Good luck.